Oh boy. Okay, I can only do it this way. Ugh. Alright.
The route guidance will start now.
Y'all, I got
Continue on
places to
current
go.
road
I
for
got
about
places to
25
go.
miles.
Gotta get these lips together. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm on the road this morning, not doing much. I decided let me try to vlog or something like that. I'm not good at vlogging. That's just not my thing. But whenever I have a thought, I want to just bring it to y'all. So, my husband sent me this clip of a clip from a Dr. Phil episode, and it's floating around on social media of this little boy, 17 years old, lives with his mom, and hello, and she gives him an allowance of $400 every 2 weeks. Baby, that is a job. And he wants her to work more or get a second job or something like that so that she can give him more money. Well, he's 17 years old, living at home, in high school, this, that, and the other. He doesn't work, blah, blah, and blah. And I wanted to ask you guys or bring up the fact of, I got you. I appreciate that. I wanted to ask you guys about that. If you all have, as a child growing up, if you've ever received allowance, and or if you have children, do you give them allowance? I never, I didn't get an allowance growing up. My allowance was my parents allowing me to live in their home, eat for free, get gifts and toys and things and such like that. And I know that you'll say, and I know people will say, well, that's what parents are supposed to do. We have to get out of the mindset of thinking that. And here's why I say that. Because everyone else can tell somebody else what they're supposed to do. And in my opinion, we got to stop saying that's what you're supposed to do, because there are such things as deadbeat parents, deadbeat mothers, deadbeat fathers who don't do what they're supposed to do. That doesn't make them less of a parent. So for me, in my opinion, giving allowance to a child, I don't know how I feel about it. I guess I don't feel one way or another because, like I said, I never got allowance as a child, but I never lacked anything either. I never went without anything. So what did I need the extra money for? I don't know. I know I have friends who have given their children allowance, or I'm sorry, given their children money for getting good grades in school, and that's great. I know parents giving their children money just off of frivolous things. So now every child that I know or growing up, when that ice cream truck came around the neighborhood, if you wasn't running to your mom and daddy or your grandmother or auntie asking for some money, come on. Well, where's your allowance? I don't know. I'm just all over I'm all over the place this morning. I'm always all over the place. But I don't know. I guess I really want to know, do you guys give your children, when growing up, with your children growing up, did you give them allowance? And did you get allowance when you were growing up? I guess I just never saw the point of having an allowance. One, I couldn't go anywhere without my parents. So, I mean, if I was going to be spending money, it was going to be with them anyway. And it's their money. And how do you earn allowance? By doing stuff that your parents tell you to do. Is it the same as going to work every day? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on my way to the doctor. Another thing I want to know is, do either of you guys have and or use a CPAP machine? My brother suggested that I go see a pulmonologist to see if I need one. I noticed that the older I get, the more labored my breathing seems to be. And I was taking a nap one day, and my daughter told me that I stopped breathing, and she had to shake me in order to wake me up to make sure I was good. That scared the hell out of her. And when she told me, that scared the hell out of me. And yes, and so I'm on my way to a pulmonologist right now, for the initial appointment to see, to see if they'll do a sleep study, because I want to make sure, I'm here for a good ass long time. I mean, I don't want to stop breathing in the middle of my sleep. I mean, Lord's will, but I recognize. See, I snore, and before it gets really super duper heavy, I mean, like bear hibernating snoring and stuff like that, I want to get a handle of it. And I also know that breathing issues like that they run in my family. Like I said, my brother has a CPAP machine, and I believe one of my uncles has a CPAP machine, and for the same reason, like the labored breathing while they're asleep. And I used to think that weight had something to do with it, but then I realized weight, but see, and I thought that too. I was trying to get the weight off me, but I decided no. What I want to do is I want to tone my body. But then one of my uncles who has a CPAP machine, he's thin as a rail. So for that, I was like, okay, well, how can it be a weight issue if my brother, who is a larger man, has the same issue? Me, I'm not obese. I'm not, I'm having the issue. But then my uncle, who might be 150 pounds, and I mean might, he has the same issue, So I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I know. And that's, like I said, I thought that weight played a huge part in it. So I was like, okay, well, let me go get this checked out, because even if I start working out, if my breathing is labored, how am I going to continue on? I guess I can do like low impact stuff, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, because I mean, I understand. I have quite a few friends who use a CPAP machine, and my brother is the one who told me that it works wonders for him. He said that it forces, it's a steady flow of air, or a steady flow of oxygen. Now, I don't know exactly how they work, but like I said, my brother said that it works wonders for him. He loves it. He's so glad that he has it. He'll never go a night without it. But does it force oxygen? Does it force air? What if it forces too much? What if it doesn't force enough? So I worry about things like that, because I have a pre-existing condition, Crohn's disease. Excuse me, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And I've never had any other issue other than that. And I'm just nervous about having this machine at the side of my bed, and just I can't sleep with noise. I don't know, and I know I'm overthinking it. And I'm gonna get to this doctor with all these questions in my mind, and as soon as I get in there with the doctor, I'm gonna forget every single one. And I'm sure the doctor will say, do you have questions? So what I did was I wrote down my questions, like I used to tell my kids to do. Write down your thoughts. I don't know. I guess I'm nervous about what the outcome is going to be, probably. But I don't know. So I mean, Cynthia, have you ever you thought about getting the sleep study done? Because I really want to know, what people go through, and what makes people want to go have that done. Is it because of snoring? Is it because of the breathing, the issues breathing? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm usually, when it comes to medical things like that, I'm usually not fearful, because my idea is I'd rather know than not, because I can plan accordingly. Even though you can never really plan your life, everybody has that funny idea that they can plan what their life is going to be. But at least in with my health, in knowing what my obstacles are, I know how to try to circumvent them. You know what I mean? But I know lots of people who just will not go to the doctor. They just flat out say, nope, not going to do it. That's not my thing. I don't want to know. Yeah, it's, I don't know, but I'd rather know what's going on. Like when I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, that was in May of 1988, and I was in high school. So, and I mean, fresh in the well, I was in 10th grade, going into 10th grade, and you hear a word disease come out of a doctor's mouth. In retrospect to you, I'm like, oh wait, hold up, and I'm thinking my life is over. And here this doctor's telling me all types of things, like, that most people don't survive it, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me this stuff when my mother was in the room? I'm a minor, and you're telling me this mess and everything. And so the doctor was just going on and telling me that, that some patients he's known who are diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and it goes undetected, and that they become in a complete vegetated state because they let their body shut down, and you'll probably, if you're eating bad foods and stuff like that, and sugars and candies and sodas and sweets, that it's probably going to have you in a complete vegetated state by the age of 18, because you won't be able to regulate your body. And this doctor is going on, and I'm thinking, shut up. Like, I really wanted to punch this doctor in the face, but I let it be what it was, and I internalized all of that stuff. I internalized it. I really thought that was the end for me. Like, okay, maybe I'll make it through high school, graduate high school, and that's that, And I held on to that for years. I don't know if I ever told my mother that. Yeah, way too much at once. And I'm like, and again, I'm 14 years old when you're telling me this. So I'm sitting here like, wait, so I'm going to die soon? Then what the hell am I here for? I mean, you could have kept that information. But I don't know. I guess I felt like I beat the odds. Every single day I felt like that I woke up, I felt like I beat the odds. And that has stayed with me, regardless. And I haven't had any issues from Crohn's. I've had lots of surgery. Well, plenty of surgeries. I've had about 4 or 5 procedures in regards to it. I had a colostomy. They had the bag, when people have the bag on the outside. I had that. I had that after I had my daughter in 2000. I had that surgery in August of 2004, because they had to remove 6 inches of my colon, and I believe the Crohn's had like eaten away at my colon, so they had to remove, and so I had to have the bag while it healed. So now they reversed it. Thank God. I only had to have the bag for 2 months, and I was good to go back on eating regularly and using the bathroom regularly, just in time for Thanksgiving that year. But yeah, I've had lots of surgeries. So every single day from hearing that information back in '88, that I wake up, I felt that I beat the odds, and I love that feeling. I love feeling that I beat the odds. I don't know. I mean, just from that right there, I attempt to beat the odds every day. And that's one of the reasons I don't make a New Year's resolution, because I don't want to wait until the new year in order to overcome something. I want to overcome something new every day. And my medical situation, if you will, is not the end of me. It's not the death of me. Like, I'm surviving this thing. We're surviving every day. People who have ailments and things like that, some people don't make it, and we're surviving this life. Whether you have a medical ailment or not, diagnosed or we're surviving. When you wake up every day, that is survival. To make it to the next day, you're in survival mode, whether you know it or not. I got from paying allowance to talking about medical stuff. You see how I'm all over the place? But that's all right. You're along for the ride with me. Like I said, I'm on my way to the doctor's office, and it's about an hour's ride. So I'm not going to be on here for an hour, though, because I got to get off here in a few minutes and focus on the road, because I don't want to be a Here Lies Rachel or a Here Lies Stingray 72. But I wanted to come on. I like going live because I like the fact that I don't have to edit anything. Ain't no typos. I said what I said. There's no editing a live video for me. If I already said it, you already heard it. So, what we talking about. But I do have, I made a pound cake last night. I was sitting, I was at work. I was at my computer. And I said, I said, I want a pound cake. So I got up, I looked in the cabinet, and both lo and behold, I had everything I needed to make the pound cake. I did not video none of the process. Absolutely none of it. I did take pictures of the cake, and that sucker was delicious, if I do say so myself. The only thing I substituted was milk and butter, because I did not have any unsalted butter. Well, no, this recipe that I used didn't say unsalted. It said use salted butter. I didn't have butter sticks. I had margarine. I had country crock. So, and 2 sticks of butter maps out to two cups. So I took that little measuring cup, scooped it in that tub, got my two cups of butter. And milk I didn't have. I used evaporated milk. I needed a half a cup. So I did a quarter cup of evaporated milk to a quarter cup of water to balance it out. And that cake came out so good and so moist. Oh, baby. But the next time I make one, I'm definitely going to make sure that I have it all documented. And I'm going to make a sweet potato pie for the first time in my life. I've never made one. And I love sweet potato pie. And for the year of 2022, I did not have any Thanksgiving food. I didn't have any turkey, dressing, cranberries. I didn't have any of that. None of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Thanksgiving in February. And I'm going to purchase all the things that I want. I'm going to make turkey wings. I'm going to have a ham. I'm going to do dressing, mashed potatoes, gravy, greens. I'm going to do corn on the cob. I'm going to do a sweet potato pie. And what else? My husband likes apple pie. All of that. Because like I said, I didn't get any Thanksgiving food. I was in Louisiana this year for Thanksgiving, which is the first time I was away from home. And the first time I didn't cook. And it felt great. It felt great to not have to cook. We went to a restaurant, which is a first for me as well, to go to a restaurant on a holiday. And It was really nice. It was really, really nice. And it was cold down there, which blew me. I mean, it was cold that night, but during the days and stuff, it was like 75, 80 degrees. I'm like, at the end of November, man, we finna die. But it was really nice. But yeah, that pound cake came out really good. The next time I get to cooking something like that, I'm going to definitely make sure that it's well documented. Tonight on the menu, my husband wants spaghetti. So spaghetti it is. And I'm trying to get him to make his own sauce. But he is stuck on a brand that he usually gets from the store. I'm not gonna get a brand because I ain't getting no endorsements. But he sticks with that. He adds his little taste to it. And but I usually make my own spaghetti sauce. I do. Now, I make it from tomato paste. I don't make it from the actual tomatoes. But one day I'm going to do that too. I'm going to stew some tomatoes and make my own red sauce or spaghetti sauce. But I usually just take, now, the same as when I do chili. I use my the cans of tomato paste, water, and the different seasonings. You make it taste the way you want it to taste. Do y'all put sugar in your spaghetti sauce? I want to know that. I really want to know that. I think I'm the only one in my household who doesn't. And I don't know. I want to know if y'all use sugar. I do it because my husband likes it and my kids like it. But that's not my thing. I like the acidity of tomatoes. I don't need the balance. I don't need the balance of sweet with tomatoes. Tomatoes already have their own sweetness, in my opinion. Well, Roma tomatoes do for me. But in my spaghetti sauce, nah. But again, I do it now. It tastes good. I like the way it tastes. I just don't prefer it. So I think my husband thinks that I don't like it, but no, I like it. It's just not what I do. But I do it for him and I do it for her. I mean, the kids, my daughter and my son. But it is what it is. Again, I'm all over the place, and guess what? I'm almost at the doctor's office. So y'all been hanging on. Y'all are some troopers. Y'all is troopers, and I love you. So this year, damn, we already halfway through January. Like, didn't January just start? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But Martin Luther King's birthday, the day celebrated, is coming up every January on the third Monday. And we'll hear that one song, King Holiday Chorus, on the radio all throughout the world. And it's wild because that's the only time I have that song, but that's the only time I listen to it, is on the day that we celebrated, on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And that's the same with watching A Christmas Story. I refuse to buy that movie. I refuse to purchase that movie because I know that it's going to run on TV for 24 hours on Christmas Eve. So I won't watch it any other time of the year. I will only watch it then. And there are lots of things that I guess those are considered superstitions. Or no. I think it's just considered an idiom, just something that you do. Yeah, because a superstition is something that if you do something in order because you believe something is going to happen or it'll have an adverse effect or whatever. Anyway, yeah. So this year, let me see, and because I like to look at holiday wise, because as far as days off from the job. Okay. So this year, or in January, we only have
in 0.3
Martin
miles,
Luther King.
traffic light, camera ahead.
In February, is that President's Day? Is President's Day in February? Yeah, President's Day is February. And speaking of February, I'm going to do Black History facts. I usually do my 5 useless facts on a Friday. But this February is going to be dedicated to Black History facts. So I'm going to have those. I already have some set up. I'm thinking about, to save time, I'm thinking about pre-recording them and just having them scheduled to drop. I find that when I'm sitting at the computer and I'm doing my research and stuff, it's best for me to record right then and there and just get it ready right then and there, because I'm running my channel, and I'm running also the channel that I share with my husband called MunRae, and he's also about to get his own channel, so I'm going to be running that one as well. So yeah, when Black History Month rolls around, I'm going to definitely have Black History facts. It'll be one per day. So, and they're going to be, and it might be Black History. It might be notable people or people that you're aware of. But it might be a fact that you were not aware of, because in school they give you those 5 basics. Martin Luther King, what's the name? A lot of the basic, the 5. I think the 5 basics is what they called it at the school board. Sojourner Truth, and or what's her name? Harriet Tubman. Frederick Douglass. Them. But there's so many more that make the world go round. More than 365 days in a year.
In a quarter mile, turn slight left onto Billingsley Road.
I'm wanting to shine a light on those people. And like I said in my last live, I'm also about to go back to doing my Feature Fridays, where I feature a YouTuber who makes a difference for me in whatever kind of way. And I give the who, what, where, when, and why of that YouTuber, and I share it with you guys, because if they made an impact in my life, I truly believe that they'll make an impact in yours. So I'm going to go back to in February. I'm going to start my see, the mind is a terrible thing to waste and the first thing to go. My Feature Fridays are going to start in January. It's going to be not this Friday coming, but it'll be the 3rd Friday of every month. And in February we'll do the Black History facts for Black History Month. So I'm pulling up at the doctor's office. I'll let you guys know what they're talking about. I appreciate you guys for being on this live chat. I really appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for continuing to support little old me and my channel. Please don't forget to go back and watch some of my older content. Make me relevant up in here. Make me relevant up in here. And if you're here watching either now or replay, go on and subscribe. What is you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. Do yourself a favor. Okay? Work ain't hard. Just press the button. And hit that notification bell. And check me out. Go on over. Select my playlist. And run up my shorts. That's what I want you to do. I want you to run up my shorts. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so MunRae 72. And I'm out. Now, how do you stop this thing? Wait a minute. Okay. Mwah. Bye.